Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Farid Bukhari from Pakistan Party. Today I am really, my heart is grieved to talk about what happened near Haram today. If anybody missed the news, IS tried to do a suicide bombing near Haram today. A few weeks back, I had a dream. And in my dream, I saw that in close to the Prophet's tomb, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's tomb, his resting place, within his enclave and enclosure, I saw a lot of spots of blood, as if there has been fresh bloodshed over there. And I tried to warn authorities at the earliest possible because I had my concerns. And sometimes I get these dreams. I saw my father's death a few days before he died, even though I didn't even know that he was that sick, that he was in the hospital. And I saw quite a few things. I've seen Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam twice in my dream. And I've also seen the four Khalifas of Islam, all the four Khalifas, Razitalan of Islam, in my dream. So when I saw this dream, you get two kinds of dreams. You get these dreams that just come and go and they don't leave any memory. And then you get these dreams that just linger onto your memory forever and ever. And they keep on provoking you to address them because they are trying to tell you something. So the dream I had a few weeks ago, where I saw the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's enclosure being disrespected with fresh bloodshed, really shook me up. And I tried to warn people, but I was not sure if it really had any significance till I started to realize what is going on around me now. We just saw what's going on in the Arab world. The Arab world has turned against Qatar. They have cut off their diplomatic ties with Qatar, and they have set up very strict conditions to get Qatar back on board. And at the same time, the king of Saudi Arabia, King Salman, has decided to make his own son, Deputy Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, which is a huge change, a pretty significant change. Because the young prince, the 31-year-old prince, has been very ambitious and has pursued some very aggressive projects. The most important one of which is Yemen. We have all seen what's going on in Yemen. We've lost a lot of civilian and casualties in the name of this war. And at one point, an entire wedding was annihilated from the airstrikes. And so the king made this decision. I'm not gonna, I'm not here to challenge the king. But what I'm here to do right now, and the reason why I am here to do this presentation, is that something bad is going to happen because things are moving very quickly. IS stands for Islamic State. You all know that. And before this Haram attack, we just got blasted in Parachanar in Pakistan, where the twin attacks have killed up to almost 50 people who were civilians. And we recently had a very big attack near Iranian parliament, which was targeted at the Iranian officials, at very important key Iranian officials. So IS has no friends, whether They are Shias or Sunnis or Iranians or Saudis or Egyptians or Turkish or Pakistanis or Iraqis or Yemenis. IS is a cult organization, and unfortunately, it is funded, as we all know, by some very strong foreign intelligence agencies. And its target is to destabilize the Middle East. And it also aims at accessing Haram, which is the center of the Islamic world. And we all know that who is occupying the Grand Mosque of Aqsa, who is currently in control of a very sacred mosque, which was the previous Qibla of the Muslim world, the 2 billion Muslim world. We all know Israel is occupying that very sacred Masjid-e-Aqsa. So now, through this notorious organization, my concern that I decided to bring forward through this presentation is that Israel is now trying to take over the Haram. And we Muslims believe, we have a firm belief that Allah will protect the Haram from anybody who tries to access it. And that is why this suicide bomb attack happened right outside and not inside the Grand Mosque. But the target was the Grand Mosque. So my concern is that all these fightings that are going on in the Muslim world amongst themselves are making our sacred lands more and more vulnerable to bloodshed. And I saw this dream a few weeks ago, and my concern is that this bloodshed could extend, I hope not, to the enclosure of the Prophet Muhammad if we did not try to do anything about it. So I sincerely request, as a politician myself, as a blogger, as a philanthropist, as a physician, as a healer, I, Dr. Bukhari, sincerely request to all Muslims of the world and the Muslim leaders, including the prestigious Erdogan, who is very wise, and King Salman, and Hassan Rouhani, and the Honorable Ayatollah Khamenei, and even the Imam of Makkah. I want all of you to come together and prioritize what is important for you. I know that King Salman and his family, the House of Saud, they are the guardians of the Haram. But Haram is in danger right now. We have a proof. The other day, I just tweeted, I said that technically by giving a young, immature deputy crown prince the next throne of Saudi Arabia, we have made Makkah more vulnerable. I just said that the other day. And what happens? The next thing you know is we have a suicide bomb attack right outside Makkah. And why is that? Because Saudi Arabia has decided to go against the will of the 2 billion Muslims who strongly condemn the actions of Israel in Palestine. And Saudi Arabia has decided to change its foreign policy to have a military alliance and military strategic partnership with Israel. And that needs to be addressed, not just by the Saudi officials who love Allah, who love the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. I know that even in the House of Saud, there are lots and lots of princes, there are lots and lots of officials who are very sincere to Allah, who are very sincere to this guardianship. And you just have to do pilgrimage once to know how much effort the House of Saud puts into the pilgrim. But now that this event has happened, I think it's a wake-up call for everybody who is not sure about how things are going to happen. Because let me be very honest with you. The Haram is exposed to Israeli aggression. After the Mosque of Aqsa, we are now at risk of Israel trying to access Haram and even the Prophet Muhammad's enclosure. And we as Muslims have to prevent that. And you cannot prevent that if you have a prince who's a very strong advocate of an Arab-Israeli alliance, in spite of the fact that Israel recently shut off the electricity to Palestine and to Gaza Strip. So I think we have a lot of things going on in the Middle Eastern world, and it is having great repercussions on the 2 billion Muslims of the world. And it is very important for all of us to sit together, whether we are Shias, Sunnis, Wahhabis, Barelvis, whatever sect we are from. If we have one Allah, if we have one Kaaba, if we have one Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if we have one Quran, we have a lot of reasons to connect with each other. And so that means we have to sit together, whether we are from Egypt, we are from Turkey, we are from Saudi Arabia, we are from Iraq, we are from Iran, we are from Pakistan, we are from Malaysia, we are from Indonesia, we are from Brunei, from Bangladesh. Wherever we are from, we need to sit together and address these issues and ensure that Haram is kept safe. And we have to understand that it is understandable for the sake of peace to try to have a peaceful dialogue with your enemy. But when your enemy is so aggressive that it is perpetrating suicide bomb attacks right outside your sacred Haram mosque, you have to readdress your foreign policy. Thank you.